If OK Boomer was a digital assistant like OK Google, what sorts of answers would it give you to certain questions? OK Boomer, where's the nearest recycling center? We have trash cans. Albert Einstein once said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. What was your moment when someone judged you like that? Not me, but my brother. When he was in elementary school, when grades are based on things other than test scores, the teacher noted on his report card that he needs to work on his skill at cutting with scissors. My brother is left-handed, and the scissors in the classroom were for right-handed people. What do you use to remind yourself that everything isn't that bad? I remember that Yahoo hasn't given up, so why should I? You get $1 billion if you can start a massive argument at your family's Thanksgiving dinner. What's your game plan? Announce I'm getting $1 billion and I'm only sharing with my 3 favorite people. Can you guess my favorites? I just won $1 billion and none of you get anything. Goodbye, I'm moving to literally anywhere that's away from you people. How do you feel about a 4-day work week? Working a 5-day work week just makes life seem so much more pointless. By the time I get the other things I need to do, grocery shopping, appointments, etc., done, it's Sunday night. A 4-day work week might give me time to play the piano I bought to combat depression. Edit. Thanks for all the love, guys. I really needed it. That is the worst thing about it all. Sunday is basically just waiting for Monday. What really obvious thing have you only just realized? That the phrase mint condition means like new, because it's the condition coins leave the mint in. Wow, I always thought it meant mint condition, because mint makes you feel fresh. What are some of the most toxic or potentially dangerous ideas/beliefs that have been perpetuated by Redditors? Absolutely hating on those that deviate from the norm. Hating on people that conform to society's norms, but not Reddit's norms. Hating on people trying to have fun or hobbies. Men of Reddit, what myth about men is 100% untrue and infuriates you when you hear it? I hate when I hear from someone when I have my kids and my wife is working that I'm babysitting. It drives me insane. I don't babysit. I'm raising my kids. I'm not a volunteer or a hired hand. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue? I'd raise a group of children from birth to adulthood, kinda a Truman Show thing, without any contact with music, and see how it affects their lives and personalities. I'd make sure everything else would be normal, but music would be edited out of their lives. What was the best moment you've seen where the real world hit a spoiled rich kid? Knew a rich kid whose parents bought a car for, and he treated it like absolute garbage. Purposely driving it really hard and generally abusing it, confident in the notion that his parents would buy him the one he wanted after he destroyed the one they got him. Well, they didn't buy him another one, ever. He rode the city bus and bummed rides off of friends after that. He was the most entitled fucker I'd ever met. If he was over at your house he would just help himself to whatever was in the fridge, like it was some sort of paid buffet. Reddit, what is a wholesome, solitary activity that a person can do to help forget how awful and poor their current life is? I've always loved devoting some of my Saturdays to city exploration. Wake up, pocket some cash, and walk in a random direction without a plan. Follow your instincts. If a street looks interesting, take a turn and walk down it. See a weird shop, look inside. My one rule, don't backtrack. Keep going until it's dark or you're too tired, then find a route home or take an Uber if you can afford it. It's easy, rewarding, and great exercise. You'd have no idea how many hidden gems I've found around my city, be it alleyway coffee shops or vintage record stores. Try it, and I 100% guarantee you'll love your city again. Winston Churchill famously said you can always count on Americans to do the right thing after they've tried everything else. What are some good examples that prove or disprove this quote's accuracy? In the specific context of World War II, the British warned the US upon entering the war to adopt the convoy system for shipping, but the US refused to until they finally did because shipping losses to submarines became too high. The British also told the USA that bombers would need to have a fighter escort or would suffer horrendous losses on bombing missions, but the USA sent bombers in without escorts because they were convinced that they were sufficiently capable of defending themselves. The USA suffered horrendous losses on bombing missions until they started sending fighter escorts to protect them. It's International Men's Day. Men of Reddit, how are you today? A little hungry, got some nerves, but I'm good. Edit, nerves after a job interview. Didn't expect the motivational responses. Thanks guys. Edit 2, and for those looking for an update, I got the job. Starting 2 weeks from Monday. Now that the 2010s decade is ending, which trends are the most regrettable? Blank challenge. 99% were just horrible for your health. Things like the cinnamon challenge. The worst I saw it get was someone tried to start the fire extinguisher challenge. The guy put the nozzle in his mouth and hit the lever. No matter what extinguisher you're using, this is incredibly stupid. What's worse though, is he picked a dry chemical extinguisher. The second he hit that lever, he blasted a lifetime's worth of microparticulate into his lungs. His lungs are absolutely, unequivocally, well, and truly fucked. Challenges lead to stupid people doing stupid shit. It's 50 days to a new decade. What were your best moments of this decade? The first time I paid off all my outgoing expenses for the month by writing fiction. It's what I wanted to do ever since I was a kid, and let me tell you, boys and girls, there's not a feeling in the world like it. It's been my full-time job for about 6 years now, and I'm grateful every day. To the people who have keyboard clicking sounds on their phone, what's your reasoning for not turning it off? My parents both have the vibration and sound on for typing because they say it feels more tactile. They can feel when they hit a letter, so it's easier for them to catch typos. Does life actually get better? How do you come back / get better from being lonely and extremely depressed? How do you create meaningful relationships when you are so screwed up? I don't know if life gets better or you get better. I've struggled with depression for most of my life. The thing is that my mental toils grow stronger with every other struggle I have to deal with. Summers used to make me extremely happy. Well, content is maybe a better word, because I could only be focused on work and making money. College was horrible, because it took almost 6 years and the only thing I envisioned my diploma to be was a giant question mark instead of a marker of success. I was tired, angry and overwhelmed for those 6 years. I thought about killing myself a couple times because of all the strain. But I thought that if I killed myself, I wouldn't have known if I'd have finished school. But school was so difficult to complete. Your whole life you hear that a degree brings happiness and success. It doesn't, but school is done with. Do I have a career to show for it? A nice new car and a house? No. I have debt, but at the same time I'm carefree. So to answer your question, depression might not go away, but you will mature and things will get easier. But it's never truly gone. I shit you not, this was me. I hated life and recently I realized I have a career that I'm proud of, and I feel like I'm doing something with my life. I'm close to finishing school and I'm finally seeing the good in life. Unfortunately it came at the cost of my best friend. I was so depressed and lonely that it was all I focused on, and he had to cut ties with me because I was just too sad. I have changed my outlook on life and I'm starting to see the good in life again. However, I hope that one day I can finally get my friendship back. If not, that is life. People come and go, but you just have to focus on yourself. If retirement in the future means you donate your body and organs at age 40 but will be kept alive artificially in a perfectly simulated environment where you live worry-free, would you do it? Why or why not? Now I just want to know what happens to all the bodies and organs used to sustain the rich who could afford to live in the real world. But if the simulation is perfect, why would the rich be in the fragile, imperfect real world? cosplayers, what's one cosplay you will never do again, and why? My seasoned I dressed up as a Tanner for a con. A guy asked to take our pictures together. Our boobs accidentally touched, and he outright moaned. Joke's on him, I'm flat chested so those boobs were filled with socks.